English Daily, the podcast.
Your English journey starts now. Hey, English learners. Welcome back to your podcast, the English Daily Podcast.
Yes, we're so happy to have you here today.
Today's episode is all about something really important and fascinating. We're diving into what people call the Silver Economy.
That's right. And we're going to make it super practical for anyone who wants to communicate better with aging populations, whether that's your own grandparents, elderly parents, or if you're working in the senior care industry.
So whether you're just starting to learn English or you're already speaking quite well, you'll find something really useful here today. We're talking about elder tech vocabulary, phrases for senior care, and how to communicate with aging family members with warmth and respect.
Let's dive right in.
So, Jack, I've been hearing this term silver economy everywhere lately. Can you explain what it actually means?
Absolutely. The silver economy basically refers to the economic opportunities that come from serving the aging population. It's named after the silver hair that many older adults have, right? So we're talking about all the products, services, and technologies designed specifically for seniors.
Oh, that makes sense. And what about age tech? I've seen that term too.
Great question. Age tech is a combination of age and technology. It's specifically about technological solutions that help older adults live more independently, safely, and comfortably. Things like smart home devices, health monitoring gadgets, communication apps, and even robots that assist with daily tasks.
That's really fascinating. And why do you think this is becoming such a big deal now?
Well, there are a few reasons. First, people are living longer than ever before. Baby boomers, that's the generation born roughly between 1946 and 1964, are now entering their retirement years. That's a huge portion of the population. And many of them are quite tech-savvy, actually. They don't want outdated solutions. They want modern, sleek technology that helps them stay independent.
That's a really good point. I think there's also a misconception that older adults don't want to use technology. But from what I've seen, that's not true at all.
Exactly. The key is designing technology that's user-friendly for them. Things with larger buttons, clearer displays, simpler interfaces. Companies are realizing that this isn't a niche market. It's a massive opportunity. We're talking about trillions of dollars globally.
Trillions? That's incredible.
Yes, and that's why we're doing this episode. Whether you're a caregiver, a healthcare professional, an entrepreneur, or just someone with elderly family members, understanding this vocabulary is going to be super valuable. Plus, it's a growing career field. There are so many jobs in senior care, health tech, and elder-focused services.
That's so true. And honestly, even if you're not planning to work in this field, you'll probably need these skills someday, right? We all have aging family members, right?
Guilty as charged. My grandmother recently turned 83, and I've been helping her set up all sorts of things. Video calling apps so she can see her grandkids, a smart speaker for reminders about her medications, even a tablet designed specifically for seniors.
Oh, that's wonderful. Was it difficult to introduce her to technology?
At first, yes, she was definitely skeptical. She used to say, "Why do I need a computer? I've lived this long without one." But once we showed her how easy it was to video call her grandchildren who live across the country, she was hooked. Now she even asks me to download new apps for her.
That's so sweet. See, that's the thing. When technology solves a real problem or fills a real need, older adults are absolutely willing to adopt it.
Absolutely, and that's what age tech is all about, creating solutions that actually make their lives better, not just complicated gadgets.
Okay, so let's get into the actual vocabulary. What are some key terms we should know when talking about senior care?
Great, let's break this down into categories. First, let's talk about different living arrangements. You might hear about independent living, which is when seniors live on their own but may have access to community amenities like dining rooms, transportation, and social activities.
So, independent living is for seniors who are still pretty active and don't need much help with daily activities.
Exactly. Then there's assisted living, which is for seniors who need some help with activities of daily living. We call those ADLs. Things like bathing, dressing, eating, and using the bathroom. But they don't need the level of medical care that a nursing home provides.
And what's the difference between assisted living and a nursing home?
Good question. A nursing home, sometimes called a skilled nursing facility, provides around-the-clock medical care for people with serious health conditions. Assisted living is more about helping with daily tasks while still encouraging independence. The staff might help with medication management, meals, and housekeeping, but residents have their own apartments and live relatively independently.
That makes a lot of sense. What about senior living community? Is that a general term?
Yes, that's actually an umbrella term that can include all of the above: independent living, assisted living, memory care, and nursing homes. It's a broader way to talk about any housing option designed for older adults.
What about memory care? I've heard that term too.
Memory care is specialized support for people with dementia or Alzheimer's disease. These facilities have specially trained staff and secure environments to prevent residents from wandering. The staff helps with everything from medication management to activities designed to stimulate memory and cognitive function.
That must be such a difficult decision for families to make, to move a loved one to memory care.
It really is, but it's important to remember that memory care facilities are designed to keep people safe and provide the best possible quality of life. The trained staff understand how to communicate with people who have cognitive impairments, and they create structured routines that can actually reduce anxiety for the residents.
That's a really important perspective. Okay, what other key vocabulary should we cover?
Let's talk about aging in place. This is a really popular concept now. It means when older adults choose to stay in their own homes as they age, rather than moving to a senior living community. Many technologies are designed specifically to help with aging in place, things like fall detection sensors, smart home systems, and remote health monitoring.
I see. So aging in place is the opposite of moving to a facility.
Right. It's the preference to stay at home. And with the right support systems, family caregivers, home health aides, and technology, many seniors can live safely at home for much longer than in the past.
What about home health aid? Is that different from a caregiver?
Good question. A home health aide is a trained professional who comes to someone's home to provide medical or personal care. They're usually certified and can do things like check vital signs, help with medications, or assist with physical therapy exercises.
So, a home health aide is more like a medical professional, while a family caregiver might not have medical training.
Exactly right. Family caregivers are absolutely invaluable, but they often need support and training themselves. That's actually another growing area: caregiver education and respite services.
What's respite care?
Respite care is temporary relief for family caregivers. It could be for a few hours, a few days, or even longer. The idea is that caregivers need breaks too, to rest, take care of their own health, or just have some time for themselves. Respite care can be provided at home, at a senior center, or at a care facility.
That's so important. Caregiver burnout is a real issue, and it's great that there are resources to help.
Absolutely. Taking care of an elderly family member can be rewarding, but it can also be exhausting. Society is finally recognizing how much caregivers do and how much support they need.
Now let's get into the fun part, all this age tech. What are some of the key technologies helping seniors live independently?
Oh, there's so much cool stuff. Let's start with smart home technology. This refers to devices connected to the internet that can be controlled remotely or programmed to do things automatically. For seniors, this could include smart lights that turn on automatically when someone gets up at night, smart thermostats that learn preferences, or smart locks that can be controlled from a phone.
That sounds really helpful, especially for someone with mobility issues.
Exactly. Another important category is wearable devices. These are things like smartwatches or fitness trackers that seniors can wear on their wrist. Many of these now have fall detection, which can automatically call for help if the wearer falls. They can also track heart rate, sleep patterns, and activity levels.
My uncle actually has a medical alert device. Is that related?
Yes, that's often called a Personal Emergency Response System, or PERS. It's usually a wearable button, sometimes on a wristband or necklace, that the person can press if they have an emergency. It connects to a monitoring center that can send help. Some of the newer ones even automatically detect falls without needing to press a button.
That's amazing technology. What about things for medication management? I know that's a big issue for seniors.
Huge issue. Missing doses or taking wrong doses is a major cause of health problems in older adults. There are smart pill dispensers that can be programmed to give the right medication at the right time. Some even send alerts to family members or healthcare providers if a dose is missed.
That's really smart. What else?
There's also telehealth or telemedicine. This is when healthcare appointments happen over video call instead of in person. It's been huge during the pandemic, and many seniors now love the convenience of seeing their doctor from home. No driving, no waiting rooms.
Is telehealth only for doctor appointments?
No, it can include many types of appointments. There are telehealth platforms where you can see a doctor, a therapist, a nutritionist, or even get physical therapy sessions remotely. There's also remote patient monitoring, where devices at home send health data like blood pressure, blood sugar, or oxygen levels directly to the healthcare team.
That's incredible. The technology is really advancing quickly.
It really is. And then there are social technologies. Social robotics is a fascinating area. Robots designed specifically to provide companionship and emotional support to seniors. Some can have conversations, play games, remind users about appointments, or even dance.
Dancing robots for seniors? I love that.
I know, it sounds futuristic, but it's happening now. There's also video calling platforms designed specifically for seniors with simple interfaces and large buttons. Some even have features that let family members control the call remotely to help set it up.
You know, Jack, I think what impresses me most is how these technologies are designed with the actual users in mind, not just making things complicated, but making them accessible and helpful.
That's exactly the philosophy behind good age tech. It's not about creating complicated gadgets, it's about solving real problems that older adults face. The best products come from actually talking to seniors and understanding their needs.
What about voice assistants like smart speakers? Are those popular with seniors?
Absolutely. Devices like smart speakers are fantastic for seniors. They can set voice reminders for medications, ask for the weather forecast, listen to music or audiobooks, call family members hands-free, and even get answers to questions. The best part is there's no learning curve. You just speak naturally.
That's so true. My neighbor who's in her 70s uses hers all the time. She says it's like having a helpful friend around the house.
I love that description. And really, that's what all this technology should aim to do. Make life easier and more enjoyable, not more complicated.
Let's switch gears and talk about healthcare vocabulary. When you're dealing with senior care, there are so many medical terms that come up.
Definitely. Let's start with some common conditions. You might hear about arthritis, which is inflammation of the joints that causes pain and stiffness. It's extremely common in older adults.
My grandmother has arthritis in her hands. It makes it hard for her to open jars and do some everyday tasks.
That's so common. Another frequent condition is osteoporosis, which is when bones become weak and fragile. People with osteoporosis are at higher risk for fractures, especially hip fractures, which can be very serious for seniors.
Is that why we always hear about seniors needing to be careful of falling?
Exactly. Falls are a huge concern in senior care. That's why there's so much emphasis on fall prevention. Things like removing tripping hazards, installing grab bars, improving lighting, and using assistive devices. A hip fracture can sometimes lead to a decline in overall health for elderly patients.
What about dementia and Alzheimer's? Are they the same thing?
Great question. Dementia is a general term for a decline in mental ability severe enough to interfere with daily life. Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia, accounting for 60 to 80% of cases. So all Alzheimer's is dementia, but not all dementia is Alzheimer's.
I see. That's helpful to understand. What about cognitive decline?
Cognitive decline refers to changes in memory, thinking, and decision-making that often come with aging. It can range from mild, like sometimes forgetting names, to severe, like in dementia. Mild cognitive impairment, or MCI, is when someone has more cognitive problems than normal for their age, but it doesn't significantly interfere with daily life.
So there's a spectrum from normal aging to mild issues to dementia?
Exactly right. And early detection is so important. That's why regular cognitive assessments are becoming more common in senior healthcare. These are tests that check memory, problem solving, and other mental abilities.
What about geriatrics? I've heard that term.
Geriatrics is the branch of medicine focused on caring for older adults. A geriatrician is a doctor who specializes in treating older patients. They understand the unique health challenges that come with aging and often manage multiple conditions at once.
That makes sense. Older adults often have multiple health issues to manage.
Absolutely. This is why you'll hear about polypharmacy, which means taking multiple medications at once. It's very common in seniors, and it can actually be dangerous because of drug interactions. That's why medication management is so critical.
That sounds complicated to manage.
It can be, but that's where pharmacists and geriatricians really help. They'll review all medications to make sure there are no dangerous interactions. It's called a medication review.
What about home health care versus home care? Are those different?
Yes, home health care is medical care provided at home by trained professionals, like nurses or physical therapists. It's usually prescribed by a doctor and may be covered by insurance. Home care is more general. It can include help with cooking, cleaning, bathing, and other daily activities. It's often called non-medical home care.
So, home health care is more medical, while home care is more about assistance with daily living.
Exactly, and both are super important for helping seniors age in place.
Now let's talk about something really important: how to actually communicate with aging adults, especially about sensitive topics.
This is crucial. Let's start with some phrases for discussing health concerns. When you want to gently bring up a health issue, you might say, "I've noticed you seem a bit tired lately. Are you feeling okay?"
That's a good one. It's concerned but not accusatory.
Right. If you need to suggest seeing a doctor, you could say, "I think it might be a good idea to get that checked out. Would you like me to schedule an appointment for you?" Or, "Would you feel comfortable talking to the doctor about this?"
Those are really thoughtful ways to offer help without sounding like you're pushing.
Another important skill is validation. When an older adult expresses concerns or feelings, you want to acknowledge them. You might say, "I can understand why that would be worrying for you," or "That sounds really difficult. Thank you for sharing that with me."
Validation is so important. It helps older adults feel heard and respected.
Absolutely. And when discussing difficult topics like moving to a care facility or giving up driving, it's important to be sensitive. You might say, "I know this is a big change and I want to make sure we talk about it when you're ready."
What about when someone is resistant to help? That must be really common.
So common. Older adults often resist help because they don't want to feel dependent or like they're losing their independence. You might try saying, "I just want to make things easier for you, not take over." Or, "How can I support you in a way that feels comfortable?"
That's a great approach, asking them what would help rather than just assuming.
Exactly. Another important phrase is, "You're the expert on your own life. I just want to help." That acknowledges their autonomy while showing you care.
What about phrases for giving compliments or encouragement?
"Oh, that's wonderful." You could say, "You're doing such a great job taking care of yourself." Or, "I really admire how active you are." Or, "Thank you for sharing that story with me. I learned so much."
Simple things that make older adults feel valued and appreciated.
Yes, and one more important category, talking about the future and planning. You might say, "I want to make sure we have a plan in place so you're comfortable and safe." Or, "Let's talk about what would give you the best quality of life."
What about when there are family disagreements about care?
That's such a hard situation. Phrases like, "I know we all want what's best for mom/dad. Can we talk about our different perspectives?" Or, "Let's try to understand each other's concerns," can help. Sometimes a family meeting with a mediator or social worker is helpful too.
It's so important to keep communication open and respectful.
Absolutely. And remember, listening is just as important as talking. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply ask, "What would be most helpful for you right now?"
Let's put all this vocabulary into practice. Can we do some role plays?
Absolutely. Let's start with a scenario where you're helping an elderly parent set up technology.
Okay, I'll be the adult child and you can be my grandmother. Grandmother, I brought you this new tablet. It's specially designed for What about phrases for giving compliments or encouragement?
"Oh, that's wonderful." You could say, "You're doing such a great job taking care of yourself." Or, "I really admire how active you are." Or, "Thank you for sharing that story with me. I learned so much."
Simple things that make older adults feel valued and appreciated.
Yes, and one more important category, talking about the future and planning. You might say, "I want to make sure we have a plan in place so you're comfortable and safe." Or, "Let's talk about what would give you the best quality of life."
What about when there are family disagreements about care?
That's such a hard situation. Phrases like, "I know we all want what's best for mom/dad. Can we talk about our different perspectives?" Or, "Let's try to understand each other's concerns," can help. Sometimes a family meeting with a mediator or social worker is helpful too.
It's so important to keep communication open and respectful.
Absolutely. And remember, listening is just as important as talking. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply ask, "What would be most helpful for you right now?"
Let's put all this vocabulary into practice. Can we do some role plays?
Absolutely. Let's start with a scenario where you're helping an elderly parent set up technology.
Okay, I'll be the adult child and you can be my grandmother. Grandmother, I brought you this new tablet. It's specially designed for seniors with larger icons and simpler navigation.
Oh dear, another gadget. I don't understand all this technology. I just want to call my grandchildren.
I totally understand. It can feel overwhelming at first, but this one is really simple. Look, there's a big button right here that says Video Call, and if you tap on Grandma's picture, it'll call her directly.
Oh, like a speed dial?
Exactly. Even better. And we can add shortcuts for all your favorite people. Would you like to try making a call right now?
Well, I suppose I could try.
I'll be right here with you. There's no rush at all.
Okay, let's see. You tap here, and then... Oh, it's ringing.
Great job. See? You're a natural at this.
That was easier than I expected.
Now, let's try another scenario. This time, we're at the doctor's office, and we need to discuss care options.
Thank you for coming in today. I've been reviewing your father's test results, and I think it would be good to discuss some options for his care.
Of course. What's your recommendation?
Well, your father has been having some memory issues, and living alone is becoming more challenging. We could discuss home health care, where a nurse comes to your home regularly, or we could look into assisted living options.
What does home health care involve exactly?
A home health aide would come to your father's home to help with medications, check his vital signs, and make sure he's safe. We'd also recommend a home safety evaluation to see if any modifications are needed, like grab bars or better lighting.
And if we needed more help?
Then assisted living might be a good option. He would have his own apartment but have access to help with daily activities like bathing and dressing. There's also staff available all the clock in case of an emergency.
He's going to hate the idea of moving. How do we even bring this up?
I'd suggest having an open conversation focused on his priorities. Ask him what's most important to him: independence, safety, social activities. Then you can explore options together that meet those needs.
That's really helpful advice. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome, and remember, this is a journey. You don't have to make all the decisions at once. Take your time, gather information, and do what feels right for your family.
Okay, everyone, now it's time for our vocabulary breakdown. We're going to go over some key phrases from today's episode. I'll start.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
First up, silver economy. This refers to the economic activities and opportunities related to the aging population. Think of products, services, and technologies designed for seniors. Example: the silver economy is growing rapidly as baby boomers enter retirement.
Next, AgeTech. This is technology specifically designed to help older adults. Example, many AgeTech startups are developing innovative solutions for aging in place.
Independent living. Seniors living on their own with minimal assistance, but often in communities with amenities. Example: many seniors choose independent living communities to stay active and social.
Assisted living. Housing option with help for daily activities, but not around-the-clock medical care. Example, assisted living facilities provide meals, medication management, and personal care assistance.
Nursing home, also called a skilled nursing facility, provides 24-hour medical care for those with serious health needs. Example: after her surgery, she needed the round-the-clock care that a nursing home provides.
Aging in place. When seniors choose to stay in their own homes as they age. Example, with the help of technology, more seniors are able to age in place comfortably.
Activities of daily living, or ADLs. Basic self-care tasks like bathing, dressing, eating, and using the bathroom. Example: the assessment checks how much help she needs with activities of daily living.
Medication management. Organizing and overseeing medication schedules to ensure proper dosing. Example, smart pill dispensers are excellent tools for medication management.
Fall detection. Technology that automatically identifies when someone has fallen and can alert for help. Example: her smartwatch has fall detection, which gives her peace of mind.
Telehealth. Healthcare appointments conducted via video call or remote monitoring. Example, telehealth appointments have become increasingly popular for seniors who have difficulty traveling.
Cognitive assessment. Tests that evaluate memory, thinking, and decision-making abilities. Example: the doctor recommended a cognitive assessment to check for early signs of dementia.
Respite care. Temporary relief for family caregivers, giving them a break from caregiving duties. Example, she used respite care so she could take a much-needed vacation.
Caregiver burnout. Physical and emotional exhaustion from the demands of caregiving. Example: it's important to recognize the signs of caregiver burnout and seek support.
Polypharmacy. When someone takes multiple medications at once, which can increase risks. Example, the pharmacist did a medication review to address concerns about polypharmacy.
Validation. Acknowledging and accepting someone's feelings as legitimate. Example: using validation helps older adults feel heard and respected.
Person-centered care, an approach that focuses on the individual's preferences and needs. Example, person-centered care means tailoring support to each person's unique situation.
And finally, elder abuse. Any form of mistreatment of older adults. Example, it's crucial to be aware of signs of elder abuse and report any concerns.
Great job, everyone! Those are 20 key phrases for today's topic.
Now it's time for our reflection questions. These are for you to think about and practice answering. Don't worry, we'll give you time to think.
First question, do you have elderly family members? How do you currently communicate with them about health and daily matters?
Question 2. What is one new term from today's episode that you found most interesting and why?
Question 3. If you had to help an older adult set up technology, which device or service would you start with, and how would you explain it?
Question 4. Why do you think aging in place is becoming more popular than moving to care facilities?
What is one way you could show more patience and understanding when communicating with seniors?
How might the silver economy affect your future career or job opportunities?
What is one challenge that family caregivers often face, and how could we support them better?
Why is it important to use validation when talking with older adults about sensitive topics?
What role do you think technology should play in senior care? Should it replace human interaction or support it?
And finally, question 10. What is one thing you learned today that you could apply in your own life or share with someone you know?
Take your time with these questions. Try speaking your answers out loud. That's the best way to practice.
Well, everyone, that's our episode for today.
We covered so much today, from understanding the silver economy and AgeTech to essential vocabulary for senior care, healthcare terminology, and even how to communicate sensitively with aging adults.
And we practiced with some really helpful role plays, didn't we? I hope those gave you confidence for real-life situations.
Remember, the most important thing is to approach conversations with empathy, patience, and genuine respect. Older adults have so much wisdom to share, and they're often just looking to feel heard and valued.
Exactly. And the vocabulary we learned today will help you in so many situations, whether you're talking to healthcare providers, discussing care options with family, or just having everyday conversations with the older adults in your life.
Don't forget to practice those reflection questions. Speaking out loud is the best way to improve your English skills.
And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with friends and family who might benefit from it. Learning about senior care vocabulary is such a valuable skill.
We'll be back next time with another exciting topic. Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and take care of yourselves and each other.
Thanks so much for joining us today, English learners. We really appreciate you being here. See you next time.
Bye for now. Keep up the great work.
Your learning journey doesn't stop here. Keep improving your English. Click the next video or explore more episodes we've picked just for you. See you in the next lesson.